Hi guys, welcome back to another speed build. Today we're doing another episode in the series giving townies the houses they deserve. And you might have already guessed who we're doing today because the lot is kind of iconic. We're doing the Goths house. And it took me 4 hours, 2+ hours each session that I worked. I spent 2 hours on the outside of the house and then it was 12 o'clock, like midnight, and I decided not to do the interior because I would have been up until 2. And then I went back another day and I did the interior and it took me 2 hours again. So it took a long time, but I'm very happy. I did one iteration of the house earlier and I was going to post it, but then I decided I wasn't actually happy with it because I copied the decor that they already had and it's just not it. But let's just start watching because this video is already long enough and I can talk then. Yes, I tried to make one iteration of this build using the decor that EA chose for the Goths, and it just isn't it. Like, it's very much, like it's deep red, it's black, it's purple, it's just very heavy, and I mean, yes, they're Goths, but I don't think they're that fancy type Goths. I think they're more, things don't matter as much. They're a bit more, how do I explain this? I don't think decor matters that much to them. So I made it like their house had been in the family for generations upon generations. And like it's falling apart, it's decaying. It's almost like a haunted house. But like, they kind of like that vibe. And like, they don't mind. They don't mind the cobwebs. They don't mind little mouse holes. It's all right, and they have a cat now. I didn't actually put a cat in their family. I should have done, but the idea, my made up lore, is that now the Goth family have a cat. Just so you're aware, and it sleeps in Alexander's room, and Alexander's room is no longer a tower. Actually, Cassie's room is kind of a tower. Big twist, but there you go. I just think that it turned out really well, so please keep watching and find out just how chef's kiss it is, because it is. Right, so this video is going to be quite long, so since it took me forever, and there's a limit to how fast you can make the speed build. I mean, it is 1400% faster than it normally is. Like, normal speed is 100%, this is 1400%, it's 14 times as fast. So it is really, really fast, and I didn't feel like I could make it much faster because then you couldn't actually tell what I was doing. So I have a lot of time, but I also have a few things I want to say. One is I'm still moving house. At least I am when I'm recording this. I'm pre-recording, so I might not be moving house when it's actually coming up. I'm not sure when I'm posting it. I have a calendar made so that I know what videos I'm going to be posting soon. I don't have the calendar in my head. I just have it on my computer so that I don't have to have it in my head because my head is already very, 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 very full. Very full because of moving. And also I'm going through an autism assessment at the moment, which is harrowing to say the least. Like, I've been to 3 sessions so far, is it 4? So I had 3 or 4 sessions so far, and I'm also going to a session tomorrow as a recording, not as of posting. I'm going to a session tomorrow, and it's the last session before I learn the truth, the results, and I would be a big fat liar if I said I wasn't nervous. I am extremely nervous because what if I get a no? Like, and at one hand, if I get a no, then that means I'm not autistic. But on the other hand, I have had so many doctors just be wrong about things and just not, like, taking into account just the most obvious of things. So I don't really trust doctors. I'm sorry, I don't really trust doctors that much. So am I going to be able to trust them that it's actually, like, legit a no? Or am I gonna think, well, I'm pretty damn sure that I'm autistic. And I've been thinking forever that I'm gonna make a video on why I think I'm autistic, because I think that's probably a good idea, given that I'm claiming to be autistic and not actually giving, like, reasons. But that's a very difficult video to make, because there's a lot to unpack. Like, there's 29 years of information to unpack that has led to my decision that I am probably autistic. So I think I'm gonna hold off a little bit longer with that video and see, at least until I get the result, which I probably have had already by the time I'm posting this, or at least it'll be very, very soon, because it's currently, I think, 8 days or so. It's Wednesday of next week that I'm getting the result. So on Wednesday of next week, by this time, I will know my fate. I will know my fate. But just to give a few little reasons. One, I struggle a lot with social contact. A lot. Growing up, I copied other people to try and figure out how that works, and still I failed so much. And two, I despise eye contact. I think it's the most uncomfortable thing in the world, yet I was yelled at so much by teachers and other people growing up that I have started trying to do eye contact as much as I can, but even looking in the viewfinder now is quite awkward. And also, I have the window open and someone's walking outside so they can hear me talking. That's great. But yeah, eye contact is another thing that's pointing me towards autism. And then I have special interests. I get super absorbed into things. For instance, Harry Potter, and also Sims, and also YouTube. I just throw myself headlong into something and then I'm just consumed by it for so long until all of a sudden it's like a switch flicks in my brain and I'm onto something else and I just leave it by the wayside. Not necessarily because a lot of my special interests have been very, very long going, like Sims and Harry Potter and YouTube. Maybe not YouTube, not so much, but I have a feeling it's gonna be. But for a lot of other things, I was super obsessed with Indiana Jones for a long time when I was a kid, and then suddenly just nope, not anymore. Not anymore, beach. And also Johnny Depp and Pirates of the Caribbean, and just a lot of really intense interests that consumed my mind, my days, my time, everything. And I also used to play pretend games, and while pretend games is kind of not an autism thing, it kind of points away from autism. The way that I played them was just I pushed myself into films and books, and it was very controlled. It was the same thing over and over, so it still kind of points towards it. And also the thing that autistics don't pretend to play or don't have imagination is kind of a stereotype, so it's still a thing. And yeah, as I said, there's tons of things. I can't list them all, especially not off the top of my head. I would have to make a list and go through it systematically, which is a bit difficult. So if I turn out to be autistic, I'll probably do that, but I don't have the confidence to do it before I know that I am autistic and just blubbering about it now, because that isn't as high impact as claiming full on. And yeah, I don't know. Just I'm not ready for that quite yet. But hopefully soon, and hopefully I do get a yes. I so want a yes, just because then I have a reason for me being so crap at everything, and for me not understanding just the simplest things. So many times my friends would just look at me like I'm the biggest idiot, because obviously it's like that or like this or whatever. And I don't know. I didn't realize. I'm sorry. So yeah, it would be nice to have a reason. It would be nice to have an explanation. It would be nice to not have the reason be you're dumb, which has been the reason from doctors in the past. Or just you're. I had one doctor where I said I think I am autistic, and he just laughed in my face, and he was like, "Well, you can't be autistic because you can talk. You can talk." I mean, when you get to people like that, how are you even supposed to respond? My self-confidence at the time was so bad that I was just like, okay, great, I guess, okay, bye. But what I should have said was, are you dumb? Are you an idiot? Seriously? Autistic people can't talk? So that's just ridiculous. And also, he said, I tried to explain masking, and he was like, no, autistic people can't pretend. They can't pretend. Dude, what do you think? Autistic women are so extremely underdiagnosed. It's because they pretend. It's because of a thing called masking. If you're not aware of what masking is, it's where you pretend not to be autistic. You copy other people and like try to hide things like stimming, which is when you tap things or move in a certain way, or you wave your hands to kind of self-regulate. Because a part of being autistic is you get like sensory overload and it builds up and it's hard to kind of calm down. But these movements, they allow you to calm down. And I've suppressed my stims for so long, and I hardly even like realized. I just kind of wasn't functioning very well, and also I had like a mental breakdown. That was fun. The mental breakdown was great, and as a result of the mental breakdown, one, I am more in tune with my autistic side, or like neurodivergent side, or the side of me that isn't doing so well, and relies on stimming to calm down. I'm more in touch with that side, but also things, just normal things, going outside, like spending the day doing shopping, for instance, or cleaning, or stuff like that is infinitely harder than it used to be. And it used to be hard, so you can imagine it's now very, very hard. So that's a bit difficult, especially since I'm trying to kind of get over my mental breakdown, and part of that is going through like mental health things like checking for autism and things like that. And at the same time, I'm like worse than I used to be, so like my coping mechanisms that I had, I can't really do anymore, and it's just a mess. I'm a mess. I'm just a mess. But hopefully, if I get a yes, then I can go to a therapist who knows about autism and who has like coping mechanisms that I can learn that works for someone with autism. So that's why I would really like that to be the answer. I feel like that is the answer. So like obviously I want that to be the answer. I feel like it's kind of taboo to say that you want to have autism or that you want a certain diagnosis. I'm not diagnosis shopping. I'm not like asking them to just straight up diagnose me with autism. I want their opinion, but I have made an opinion. I have been thinking about this for so many years, it would be impossible for me to stay neutral. It just would be. So I've had people say online that, because I'm a part of an autism forum on Reddit, that, oh, you shouldn't like decide, you should trust them and you should come in there neutral. Well, yes, if you find out and you go there within like a couple of weeks, then I guess you can manage to keep neutral. But it's been like 10 years or something for me. Well, at least like 6, 8. A long time for me. So I can't stay that long without making a decision. Like, I make decisions very quick. If I think about something and I need to make a decision, it's pretty much just there, done. I have decided, and that's how it is. And I'm very hard to like undecide, or like to change my mind is difficult. So that's just how it is. That's just one of the I've been holding my glass for like 5 minutes now, and I haven't taken a sip because I'm talking. I'm just gonna take a sip. Good. My throat's a bit dry because I've been recording other things today as well. Because I'm pre-recording and I'm trying to get stuff done so that I can have a little bit of time to do the moving process, because currently I'm just packing and putting stuff in the boxes and cleaning, essentially, because this is my childhood home and it's kind of full, so it needs to be tidied up and cleaned a little bit before we can do the moving process for real. So that's what I've been doing, and also I've been, well, pre-recording. And hopefully once I've made all the videos I want to do, I have until like July, August, like late July, beginning of August, around there, with videos. And then I'm assuming that I can't keep away from YouTube for that long, and I don't want to keep away from YouTube for that long. I don't want to like keep away from YouTube at all, but I also know that the whole moving process is going to be extremely like taxing for me. Like, I'm kind of stressed about it already, and just think about how it's going to be when I'm in it. But I'm not going to keep away from YouTube religiously for that long, so I might make a few videos in between. I've started a new Let's Play series that I'm not going to spoil, but it is very good, and it's coming very soon. Just keep an eye out for a new series. I also haven't stopped the Rags to 100 Babies Let's Play series. it's just postponed because if you haven't seen already, you've been living under a rock. But if you've been living under a rock, there's a new pack coming for The Sims 4 and it is amazing. It's called Cottage Living, and 1, we get llamas. 2, we get cows. 3, we get foxes. 4, we get rabbits. 5, we get amazing cottage roofs. 5, we get amazing cottage roofs. And 5, we get freaking ponds. And we can swim in them. At least wade in them. I don't know if you can fully swim in them, but at least wade in them. And we can go and swim in the lakes at least in this world. I don't know if that means we can go and swim in other lakes. For instance, the little lake in Vindenburg, at that little... There's this really beautiful lot that kind of sticks out into a lake / waterfall in Vindenburg. Oh, it's something Celtic, I think, the name of it. I can't remember. But if you know, you know, that lot is beautiful. And if we could go and swim in the lake there, that would be amazing. But I don't know if it spreads out to all of the worlds. Like in Solani, you can swim in the ocean, but that didn't mean that you could swim in the ocean in Vindenburg, for instance. So it remains to be seen. I kind of think it's going to be only this world because it would be a lot of like remapping for the other worlds if we could swim in them, but we'll see. I'm happy that we can swim in this world and it's looking really, really pretty. It's kind of English countryside. It's very good. It's very good. It's a little bit, it looks a little bit tropical, like almost Salvadorada-ish, which is a little bit weird, but I think it's just like weeping willows. They just don't look... They don't look superb, but oh well, it's fine. The point is, cows, llamas, rabbits, foxes, amazing roofs. Oh, and Agnes Crumplebottom is returning. If you don't know who Agnes Crumplebottom is, please read up on some Sims 4 lore, not Sims 4 lore, Sims lore. Especially Sims 2. If you kissed at all or made any like romantic gestures towards each other in like public spaces in The Sims 2 and Agnes Crumplebottom was nearby, she'd smack you silly with her handbag. Like absolutely silly. Birds would be flying above your head and stuff. Oh, she's amazing. She's this old woman who lives alone, and I think she tried to have a baby at one point because there's a nursery, I think, in her house. So that's kind of sad. But she takes her anger out on everyone, which is not so much sad as a bit... she's a bit of a bitch. Honestly, she's a bit of a bitch. So she's back, and that's cool. And we get a new event, we get a new market, and there's a new market stall so we can buy produce. And I'm pretty sure there's a new lot trait that is like, can only grow produce, so you can't... You know when you click on the fridge and you try to make a meal and it says the price of the meal, but if you have some of the produce that goes into the food, like you had carrots for instance, then it would be cheaper. I think there's a lot trait now that makes it so you can't buy it. You have to have the produce to make it, and that's kind of cool because that's going to be really difficult. So that's why I'm waiting with my Ranks to 100 Babies series so that I can have a farm for our next generation. I'm not sure if we're going to be magic and have a farm. It probably would be useful to just like know the reparo spell and stuff so we can fix objects in our house, but let me know if you have any ideas or like opinions about that. But we're definitely doing the farm because the pack came out now and I really, really want to play with it, and like you're a bit stupid to wait. And the Realm of Magic has been out forever anyway, so it's not like that's like we have to hurry to do that. So yeah, we're going to have a farm, we're going to have cows. The one thing about the cows though that really annoyed me, oh sorry, and I'm just going to talk about this over the screenshots a little bit. The one thing about the cows that really annoyed me was that when they were milking the cows, they missed the bucket. Like they spilled so much milk on the ground. Like, what are you doing? Honestly, I hope that's a skill that you have to learn, like, so that you start messing up less. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye!